Hello everyone. If you are a student or you have enrolled yourself for Masters of Women and Gender Studies in Indira Gandhi National Open University, then you have to make a particular project, and the code for the project is MWGP-101. Okay, so we'll be discussing each and everything, how you can make the project, and tell you everything which has been mentioned in the guideline. Okay, so I'm just taking you to the guideline of the project, which is MWGP 101. So basically you have to finalize your um, topic first, on which you are going to make your project for Masters of Arts in Women's and Gender Studies. And for that you have to meet with the supervisor available at your study center, right? Once you meet him, you can discuss the topics you already have in your mind, or you might ask the supervisor that what project topic is suitable for this study, so that you can mutually um, finalize the topic and find the best suitable topic for your research. Okay, so now the first thing, after finalizing the topic, what you need to do is you just have to make the synopsis. Okay, and what content your synopsis must have are, I'm gonna tell you. The very first thing is the topic. Okay, you have to write the topic of your research, and then after you have to write its introduction. Okay, you have to write the introduction with proper citation, so that your synopsis looks genuine. Okay, and then after you have to write the review of literatures, right? The previous studies on the similar field should be mentioned in your synopsis. Okay, after title, introduction and review of literature, you have to mention the rationale of the study or significance of the study. Why are you doing the study? You have to mention under rationale of the study. Okay, and after that you have to mention objectives. What are the objectives of your study? That has to be clearly mentioned in your synopsis or project proposal. After that you have to mention research methodology. In research methodology, what should be there? There should be research design, there should be nature and source of data, either you are using primary or secondary data, that has to be mentioned under um, nature and source of data. And then after you have to mention sample and sampling technique. What kind of sampling technique you are using, that has to be mentioned there. And what is the sample size, that also should be mentioned in your synopsis. After that you have to mention the tools to be used for data collection, either you are using questionnaire or you are using interview method. You have to mention in your synopsis under tools to be used for data collection. Okay, after that you have to mention data handling and analysis, whether you are using statistical methods for handling your data and representation of your data through graph or table. You have to mention in the data handling and analysis technique. Okay, after mentioning the research methodology, you have to write the limitation of your study. Okay, and always remember that while writing your research methodology in your synopsis or project proposal, you always have to write it in future tense. Okay, because your study has not yet been done, so your research methodology in synopsis should be written in future tense. Okay, after writing the research methodology, you have to write limitations of the study, what challenges you might face while doing your research, that has to be mentioned in your research methodology. Okay, sorry, limitation of the study. After that you have to mention references. In references you have to always mention your references in APA format, which is standard standard reference writing method according to IGNOU's guideline. Okay, after that you have to mention the appendices if you are using any questionnaire or anything that should be mentioned, a part of these things has to be mentioned in uh, annexures at the end of your project, sorry, synopsis. Okay, so this is how you write the proposal. Let's go to the guideline and see what guideline says about the project. Okay, so these things are mentioned in the guideline: message from the project coordinator, calendar from for the research project internship. So in this particular guideline, it's too lengthy and so many things are already given in the guideline. However, I'm taking you to the most important things, okay, in the guideline. Let's see calendar for the research project internship. This is not necessary. Learning outcome procedure for the project work. Okay, synopsis. Guidelines for preparation of research project. Okay, let's go through it from here. Guidelines for preparation of a research project. Okay, even below are the some important steps which you should follow while preparing your project report, research project and its structure. The study can be critical analysis of a textbook or a film or a newspaper, reports, articles, or a case study, or a study which primarily involves area of your interest. It may involve discussion and analysis based on the theoretical concepts you have studied or empirical work. Some research projects may be based on humanities related areas such as critical, feminist, analysis of a work of fiction of a film, while other may draw from the social science depending on the type of the study and your own interest. You may use either of the following two structure for organizing the project work. Okay, so here it is talking about you may use either of following two structures for organizing the project. Okay, for literature and other humanities related areas, if your project topic or research topic is related to the literature and other humanities. Okay, so for literature and other humanities related area, your project's topic, so the content of your project would be like this. You have to mention title, and then you have to introduction, then you have to write purpose of the study, then discussion and critical analysis, then conclusion. So these and then at last you have to write the references. So these are the content. If your project topic is related with literature and humanities related areas, okay, then if your research topic is related with social science related areas, what content you must have in your project are title, introduction and a statement of the problem, objectives, methodology, analysis, conclusion and recommendations, if any. Okay, so your chapterization for social science related areas should be like this. Okay, have to write like this. Okay, so after this we will be understanding another important thing, which is planning the research project. Okay, I'll write how will you plan and write the research project is the very first thing is research project title. Okay, I already told you how to select the title, okay, or title of your project. The title of the topic should be clear, short and specific. It will be useful if the topic selected is related to your area or interest derived from any unit from the course of you already studied. Okay, so while selecting your title, you have to take care of this. Then you have to mention the introduction and statement of the problem. Okay, introduction, about the introduction I already told you, should be with proper citation. The introduction should clearly set out the topic, purpose of your research and why you propose to take it up. The statement of the problem should contain a critical analysis of the topic with a specific example and its relevance. Okay, so while writing your introduction, you have to understand this. You also have to mention the statement of the problem in the introduction section. Okay, the most important thing is objectives. A research project in the social science usually require objectives to be clearly mapped out. The objectives should mention what you wish to focus in your research project. Usually, a research topic has 3 to 4 objectives which are related to the topic. Always write 3 to 4 objectives which are directly related to your research topic. Always remember it. Then you have to mention the research methodology. I already told you what things you have to include in your research methodology. In social science based research project, it is extremely important to describe the methodology you would be using. For instance, you may use empirical quantitative method of your study. These are the research design, okay, or a quantitative perspective. How the data has been collected, clearing up on the data and statistical tools to be employed should also be explained with respect to research method chosen to carry out the study. So here the research methodology is not properly mentioned. However, as per my experience, I already told you what the research methodology, what your research methodology must have. Okay, the things I already told you while explaining the synopsis. Research design, nature and source of data, sample and sampling technique, tools to be used for data collection and data handling and analysis. So these things are must in research methodology. Take care of that. Then discussion and critical analysis. In this part, this is a body part, right? You have to mention all the things like table graphs and represent all the data in a tabular and organized form in this section. This is what this particular section is telling us. In humanities related areas, this would form the main body of the project report. This is where you would discuss and analyze your topic in the light of theoretical perspective you have acquired. Okay, and now conclusion and recommendations. Whatever study you have done, whatever you have collected the data, um, and the way you have presented the data in discussion and critical analysis chapter, you have to write the proper conclusion, and after that you also have to write the recommendation in the chapter. Okay, like the conclusion should sum up your analysis and what you have found during the course of the research. For social science based project, it may also contain recommendations. Okay, and at last you have to write references. For references, I already told you that you should write in APA format. What this is what the guideline is saying. You can see here, I already told you while explaining the synopsis. Okay, APA. And the most important thing is plagiarism. Okay, after making your synopsis and project, you always have to understand that you should not have plagiarism in your project or synopsis. Okay, if the university will gonna check it, and this might be the cause of rejection. So always understand that your project or your work should be genuine. Okay, now I'm taking you to the annexes. Okay, I told you about the synopsis, I told you about the project, how to write the project, and these are the annexes that you have to attach with the synopsis and project report while submitting your project report. Okay, for forma 1, okay, approval of research project, everything you have to mention with your attach with your project report and synopsis. Okay, these are some suggested areas for research project. Okay, like women's movement in West, women's movements in India. In this way, you can read the entire guideline properly so that you can understand each and everything. Okay, these are some areas in which you can do study. Okay, so overall, I already explained the entire guideline and about the synopsis and the project work. A part of this, if you have any question, if you have any confusion, you can write in the comment box. I personally answer all your queries, And if you want proper help for your project report and making your project report, you can also contact us on our WhatsApp number. We'll always help you. And at last, I would like to tell you thank you for watching this video. Have a wonderful day.